Hi, Jay Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jackson. We are at 1515 Francis Street. This is a little 3-bedroom, 1-bath house in the older part of Northwest Jacksonville. And this is what's called a shotgun house. I'll explain about that in a minute. And I just wanted to get a look at what the neighborhood is like here. Next to this house, we've got some new duplexes going in across the street over here. Notice that there's no neighbor, it's just a big lot here. This house's lawn needs to be mowed, but it's summer, and that is unfortunately something that I'm gonna have to do something about. It's a common problem, lawns getting up for listings. The house next door is not new, but there are new homes going in. One house down from that. And I believe there's a vacant lot here with another house going in right next to it. So we've got some new construction happening in the area, which is nice, a little revitalization to the neighborhood. Let's do just a quick walk around of this house. Now, this is an off-grade property, cement block in the face with a concrete front porch. T111 siding up above. Doesn't look like that's in too bad of shape. I kind of appreciate the fact that it's in decent shape. At least some of these windows have been replaced. We've got some new vinyl windows. That's missing a screen here, but it looks like the screens are here where all of the rest of the houses. There is what appears to be a mini split AC connected up somewhere. We'll have a look at that on the inside. Also, I want you to notice that the amount of space here that we've got for the crawl space area is pretty substantial. It's actually, I guess, almost 3 feet up off of the ground. This house is almost 3 feet up off of the ground. And so far they've got all of that crawl space access covered. Windows are still looking like they're new all along this whole side of the house. The roof is metal. Let me see, I can get back here so you can see it. And it also looks pretty new and nice, in pretty good shape. The roof is looks good, and the nice thing about a metal roof is you don't really have to worry too much about it wearing out. You just have to make sure that you get a coating on it every 10 years or so, and that's really it. It's pretty simple. The lot itself is not very big. Property goes back with a little chain link fence on one side for the neighbors and chain link fence in the back. There's some overgrowth here in this back corner, but I don't even know if that is actually part of this property. What the property line is, I can't really tell, but I could certainly find out for you. Let's get a look at the other side. Now, the siding in the back is lap siding. Some of it has been replaced, some of it is not. It looks like there is a lead-based paint here once upon a time, or still here underneath this paint, but they have painted and sealed it in, which is good. Looking at the soffits and the eaves, I don't see any problems with dry rot or other issues. It looks like it's fine. We do have some vines crawling up here though, and we definitely don't need any of that happening. So this probably should get these cleared. There's a tree right next to the house. That tree, considering where it is, I would say really probably should come down, because it's putting the roof at risk, the new metal roof at risk, and it's definitely right up against the side of the house here. Can't really get back into this too well. We'll go ahead and give it a try. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so yeah, the tree is pressed up right against the roof. In fact, it looks to me like this tree needs, like I said, it needs to come out, because it's definitely pushing against the soffits here on this side. So getting a tree removal, I would say, is definitely going to be something that would be important if you decide to do this. Now, I'm looking at some older windows on this side of the house, so maybe they only got the one side done, but the siding all still looks solid, although, once again, we've got sealed in lead-based paint. It's been cleaned off, I guess, and repainted. I'm not seeing too much paint debris on the ground, so that's newer paint, but they did a good job of cleaning it up mostly. There is some debris on the ground here though, and so we'll have to do something, or have them do something about that. The space between the fence and the side of the house is maybe 5 feet. So getting this tree, which I think is going to be a critical piece of this, out of here, that's something that I think is going to be tricky to do. I'll have to do it probably from the roof. So the entire crawl space all the way around is covered. That's great. This window looks like it's newer, so maybe they just didn't get those windows there along this side here, the last 2 or 3 along that side. So, but most of the windows do appear to be replaced. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get onto the inside. And I'm just going to do this all in one video. So we've got LVP floors, and it looks like tile in the back where the kitchen is. There is that mini split. You can see it here. It's not currently on. Light's not on in the hallway, but that's okay. Bedroom, first bedroom, pretty good sized. With this like little extension area here in the front with a closet. Ceiling fans, which are running right now and nice. We've got beadboard along the bottom with some trim. The texture on the walls, you know, this wall's been textured a bunch of times when you see this amount of texture on here, but I've definitely seen worse. Some of the wall work around the this little divider between this back space and here, it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. A little piece of quarter round would probably hide a lot of that, and maybe we could have a look at having that done for you if you were decided you were interested in the property. The rest of the walls are pretty okay, not fabulous. I don't really like the color very much. All these walls are kind of a gray color that makes it feel kind of dingy. Definitely, well, I would say, you know, we want some paint here. We've got just a regular texture on the ceilings, and that doesn't look too bad in this first bedroom. Continuing on down the hallway here to the mini split. It's a mini split, and it's not wired in. It actually, they have an outlet here that they must have put in specifically for that, and the mini split just has a little wire that goes up to that outlet, which is, I mean, that's not a problem. I guess maybe you could shorten that up a little bit and make that a direct connection. I don't know, we'd have to do something. So coming into bedroom number 2, it's same LVP floors that we saw in the first bedroom. One window to let in some lights. By the way, the ceilings here are 9 feet, maybe 10 feet, and that is throughout the house, which I really appreciate, these high ceilings. And I forgot to tell you about what a shotgun house is. So let me explain, but first let's just take a quick peek at this. So this one, you know, there's been some damage to the beadboard. If it was painted a little better, I'd probably be okay with that personally. We've got a chimney here that's no longer in use, and we saw the other side of this in the other bedroom. If you didn't notice before, there is a chimney cover here. So this is for like a gas, not a gas, but a potbelly stove. So the stovepipe would come up and bend and go into where that cover is, you know, into the chimney. So anyway, the room is maybe 14 or 15 by 15 or 16. The closet is kind of like an afterthought closet. It's not really, I mean, they just built it here to give a closet with a little curtain. That's all that is. It looks okay. There is no bar, there is no shelf, but there's a place for it. The closet's pretty small at maybe 26 by 30. So pretty tiny closet with this like a curtain hanging in front of it. There's no door for the closet in the second, but let's talk about that, I guess for hanging a coat. Shotgun, what is a shotgun house? Well, a shotgun house is where you can stand at the front door and you can shoot your shotgun all the way to the back door. That's what that is. So it's a straight run. Now this is actually called a Queen Anne. That's the style, is a Queen Anne. And a Queen Anne is basically where there's a long hallway with all of the rooms along one side of it. So anyway, into bedroom number 3. So this is really very similar to bedroom number 2. I really see almost no difference whatsoever, except that there is actually a closet door on the closet in this one instead of a curtain. But the closet's roughly the same size. This one also has a bar and a shelf, so what do you know? It's amazing. The amount of texture on the walls is pretty thick in some places, but this is an old house. I think this was built in 1902. So it's not surprising that we've got some thick texture, you know, especially with the way landlords are these days. The trim here above the beadboard, this trim, I mean, you know, it's been repainted and replaced and work done on it a bunch of times. I'd almost say we just pull that trim off of there all the way around and then just put a new piece up, and that would really probably greatly enhance the home. The baseboards look okay. I'm not seeing any issue as far as the base goes. I'm not sure what's going on in that corner there, but the baseboards look okay. And also it's got some interesting outlets, once again, probably because of the age of the home. I see 1, 2, 3 outlets that are, you know, sitting on the floor and not actually in the wall, which is kind of funny. We are missing our smoke detectors. I don't know if that matters to you. We definitely need them though for tenants to go in. Also the quarter round along the top here, and I'm not sure what's going on with that with the different color paint. They just painted a spot there. But you know, once again, it's paint, so it's not that big of a deal. But this quarter round, the trim all around the ceiling ends here, and then there isn't any. And then that's where it starts. So we're missing a couple of pieces of quarter round on the ceilings there. That really probably should get taken care of. But I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just quarter round. Was it like 85 cents a linear foot or something? So coming into it looks like they've got some work going on. We'll get to that in a minute, but coming into the bathroom, let's have a look here. Okay, so the bathroom, the one bath, tile floor, same as the kitchen. The tiles all look solid. I'm not seeing any grout cracks or anything, although there is this kind of a weird bit of transition, the way they put the tiles down. But once again, the grout looks solid. I'm not seeing any issues with that. It just, you know, I kind of wish that this tile was actually cut square instead of that funky shape. Then it might have just been an extra piece that they put in there. It's kind of what it looks like. But the tile floor is solid all the way. The toilets sitting on the tile, and that seems nice. Tiny little vanity with the cheapo faucet. That's what you've got. There is a mirrored medicine cabinet. The mirror on this medicine cabinet has had some water damage. That's what this has caused. The dark around the bottom is because the steam from the shower gets on that bottom edge of this glass, and it just gets up underneath there, and it causes this where it separates the metallic backing separates from the glass itself. So you'll see that especially on older ones. I'd say that this has probably been 5 or 10 years. It's also possible that the one switch, which by the way, thank you so much, connects to the light and to the vent both. It's possible that maybe that vent wasn't in there before. I don't know. Toilet is newer with the push down buttons. Tub and shower enclosure are the fiberglass ones. The fiberglass enclosure looks okay. There's some kind of weird trim around the base of this. But the big thing to me, and you already know what it is if you've watched any of my videos, is there is no glass shower door. That means you have to put a curtain up, and that means water is going onto my floor. And since this is an off-grid property, that's definitely not something that you want to have happen. Definitely, if you are interested in this house, are going to want to put a shower door in. Some of the paint here also, you know, once again, it's painted, but it's like it's not, it needs to be repainted. This house is painted with this weird kind of off gray color. The whole house. I mean, it looks like even the ceilings are painted with that. I don't see any transition between gray and white, so I think probably they just painted the whole house in and out I should say not in and out, but you know, walls and ceilings, that same off gray color. Some of the corners also, I'm noticing that they did not get properly textured is not the word I want, but they should have had another layer of mud put down here, because this tape, you know, you can kind of see a seam here. It's painted, but that should have some mud put on that, so you don't actually see that strip of tape that's there. And it's not a lot. There is definitely some of that though in this house. So let's just take a quick look at the kitchen. We've got a little pantry space, which isn't very big, and then a place in the back corner for the refrigerator. The kitchen cabinets are white, painted white. We've got nickel knobs on everything. There's a window to let in some light. We've got the 10-foot ceilings here. Now, we didn't have those in the bathroom, but we've got them everywhere else. The trim work around here definitely needs some cleaning up or removal or replacement. And I think that's what the work is that's being done. There is a range hood, and in fact, the range is out. I'm leaning up against it. You can see that they've pulled that piece of trim off. Probably they're going to get that all replaced. And I noticed also that there was some material here that looked like they're putting in a backsplash. So that you're aware, looks like new backsplash and new trim is going into this. And maybe we can talk them into painting, because it makes it feel like a cave, you know, with this gray color that we've got. Okay, so that's the kitchen. Then we've got a laundry area here. Looks like LVP. Okay, wait a minute. What about the light? Okay, wait a minute. There we go. Got the light. Okay, so the LVP floors look really nice. We've got the washer connection here. We've got a shelf, unpainted wood. Okay, shelf for you know, your washing supplies. The outlet for the dryer is on the floor. And the vent hose. Also, I'm seeing that this is painted OSB on the inside of this. So this is this back porch area. I mean, it's painted, but it's not really finished in a way that I would like. But, you know, if this is going to be a rental property, then really it's probably okay. I would say, however, you know, that I would ask the seller to get this finished, because we've got some open seams here in the ceiling, and the OSB is exposed, and I mean, at least they could spray some texture. Now, this is an add-on, I can tell, because we've got the exterior siding here against the house, right? This is the exterior siding. Although the walls are all OSB, you know, I guess the main important thing here, and the ceiling too, the main important thing here is that we get some tape and mud on these, and then you know, some texture on the wall so they actually look decent. Now it's interesting to me that this wall, not that wall, but this wall also has this siding material on it. So maybe, I don't know what's the situation with that, why it's that way, but that's what you've got. And the light in here is just a pull switch light. Now, we didn't see anything but that mini split for AC units, so maybe because of the size of the house, that mini split is enough to cool it. I'm also seeing that there is not a water heater. There's connections for it, but currently the water heater is gone. I'd have to say, you know, that we would have to ask for the water heater to be installed. That's what I would do. I mean, just ask. And there's a couple of possibilities. If we've got just a power connector here, this is an opportunity maybe to see about getting a tankless water heater installed, or, you know, a different size tank. And the way this lines are elbowed here at this particular height makes me think that there was one of those little square, tiny square ones. And when they put the floors in, they took it out and they just haven't replaced it yet. I don't know, but I definitely want to have that done. So that was not the back door. At the back, here's the back door. Okay, it's tight. Okay, and we have a security door in the back. Metal security door, has a double key deadbolt, which means that even if somebody opens a hole up here, they can't actually get in and open this deadbolt. So that's a good thing, you know, when people are interested in security, having the double key deadbolt on the security door. The security door looks like it's pretty new. It's in good shape. No rust or anything, so that makes me happy. Back door is painted the same blue as the front. It's too bad about these brass handles, though. That's unfortunate, but, you know, they're cheap. The thing is, though, look at this. Well, we've got quality, actually, really reasonable quality. This is a quick set lock, which means this is a quick set deadbolt, and it's possible, well, I can't tell. I think that's Defiant. So we've got 2 sets of keys for the back. I'm sure that that's the case. That's probably a Defiant. All right. So with the security door, the back is definitely secure space. We don't have to worry about that. The kitchen, you know, I want to see it when the backsplash is done. I'm going to reach in here and pull that light off. When the backsplash is done, and the range is back in place, because right now, you know, it's just sitting, the range is just sitting out here. And there's the material that I saw for the backsplash. So we'll see what happens with that when we do this next video. All right, 2 big windows in the kitchen, let in lots of light. We already saw the bathroom. So I think that that's pretty much it. So we're gonna head on out here. You know, first things first, same flooring everywhere. I have to say thank you for that, because, you know, I hate it when I see different floors in the bedroom, different floors in the hallway, different floors in the bathroom, different floors in the kitchen. I hate that, but it appears that, you know, the rest of it is the way, it's all the same. Same little lights. Now these flush mount lights are pretty cheap. You can get 2 for 25 bucks or something. And I saw that one there. I think I saw one, let me see. Yeah, the same as in the bathroom, which is interesting that the bathroom, the ceiling is pretty low in the bathroom, different from where the height of the ceiling in the rest of the house. So, all right. So we've got the same floors, newer windows in most of the house. A couple windows need to be replaced still. We've got the mini split for AC. There's not a lot of living space. We don't really have a living room in this house. But that is a common situation when it comes to shotgun style property. This Queen Anne style property just kind of has bedrooms and whatnot along one side. So not having a living room space is irritating, but at the same time, you know, you do have an extended bedroom in the front. So what do you do about that? Well, I guess the only answer is if it's a rental, just make sure that people see it and they understand what it is that they're getting with that extra space, and maybe that's going to be okay for them. Is it going to change what the rental price is? Yeah, I'd have to say probably so. Now, I would say typically this house in a 3-bedroom here would rent for about $11.50, something like that. I'd probably say, because there's not really a living room, that we're looking at $9.95 to $10.50. It doesn't need a lot of work to get it rented. At this point, I'd say, you know, if they finish that kitchen up and they get the water heater into the back, it's ready to go. I mean, you could pull the trigger and then you could put a tenant in right away. And I think that would work out. But I don't really, you know, I'd say I want to make sure that those things are done first. I was really hoping, though, when we walked through here, that the house would be laid out in a way that would allow for that higher rent. But, you know, at the price, I think if you could get $9.95 and you could get the seller to come down a little bit on the price, you could still probably get a cap rate of 11 or 12 on it. So with all of that said, J. Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jax, 1515 Francis, and I'll see you at the next one.